If you want to grow an online education business, you can boil your success down to three main levers. These levers are traffic, front-end conversion, and back-end frequency. On top of this, you can pour two accelerants like petrol, pricing and congruency. Now, I always start with all of these factors when I'm looking at any new business. If I analyze the business from these 5 parts and can't find anything obviously wrong, that is when I get worried. There might just be a natural ceiling to what the business can do, or a low-paying audience, or whatever. But that's rarely the case. And in this video, we're going to look at how these different factors play out so that if you're struggling to grow your business, you've got some fresh ideas for doing that. In case you don't know me, my name is Olly Richards. I'm the founder of StoryLearning.com. I'm also a mentor and advisor to other online education entrepreneurs. So let's look at these different levers. First of all, we've got traffic. Traffic, I think, the importance of traffic is poorly understood. People can spend all their time fussing over launch strategy, product features, product names, and Lord knows what. But in reality, they only need to hear 3 words. More traffic, dude. Because without enough traffic, you can't make money and you can't optimize your way out of a low traffic environment. On the flip side, some of the biggest creative businesses that you know make tons of money in spite of a poor business model because guess what? They have a lot of traffic. But it can't just be any old traffic. It's got to be the right audience, people who are predisposed to like your stuff. And that's where people get into trouble with paid traffic, because the people that they reach with paid traffic give fewer tosses than a broken salad spinner. If you don't have enough traffic, be honest with yourself and work on that first. Now, next is front-end conversion. Stable cash flow and regular monthly income begin with a strong core offer that you sell on the front end, whether that's direct on your website, over email, or probably some combination of the two. Now here, note the word strong in strong offer. This is the most logical entry point into your world. It's unique to you and it reinforces your USP, and it has a price that conveys value to the right person and filters out the wrong people. Now, most businesses that I meet that are doing less than $500,000 in annual revenue have a serious problem with what they sell on the front end. It's either too cheap, the product is far too big or far too long, or it's wrong just as a first step. When people discover the business, it's like, what, really? This is the thing. It's just not congruent. And they almost certainly do a poor job of selling that product over email. Conversion, what we call conversion, is a function of all of these things in the round. If you've got enough traffic, this is the first place you should look for gains because you'll see immediate and ongoing results from more traffic. Now, number 3 is back-end frequency. What do I mean by this? Once you've got a happy customer, you will make all the rest of your money by selling more on the back end to those existing customers, the ones you've already got. At my business Story Learning, for example, we actually make more money from back-end sales to existing customers than we do by selling our core offer on the front end. Now, think about the importance of that statement for just a minute. Think about it. The back end is where the real money is at, and it can catapult you to 7 figures quickly. But it relies on you bringing in the right people in the first place, hence the importance of the details in the strong offer bit that we covered earlier. Anyway, I use the word frequency when talking about back-end stuff because the way to make the most out of your back end is with a regular rotation of offers. Now, don't worry too much about optimizing conversion here. It's much more about just putting interesting, creating offers in front of your people. If they like the offer you make, they will buy whether or not you have a fancy sales page. Now, people will sometimes object. Doesn't it annoy people to be selling all the time? But think about this for a minute from the perspective of something that you actually want and need, and ask yourself if you do you get annoyed by a guy selling sunscreen at the beach if you've forgotten your sunscreen? Do you get annoyed by the girl selling ponchos at Glastonbury? The stall selling Boris Johnson wigs at a Brexit protest? The bloke selling rangefinders at a truck? You get the idea. Right offer, right time, done in a cool way. That is how you make sales. So these are the 3 main levers, and it's pretty rare that I see an online education business with all 3 things really dialed in. But it is possible to have all of this dialed in and still not be making as much money as you should. And this is where the 2 accelerants come in that I mentioned earlier. The first is pricing. Most pricing, and let's be honest about this, most pricing is plucked out of thin air. It's like a drunken darts player aiming for the bullseye in a dimly lit pub. But tweaking pricing can change the entire dynamics of your business. For example, our core offer at Story Learning is $300, at least it is today, the day I'm making this video. $300 buys you a course in one language, one level, like Spanish beginner, for example. But we also discovered that many people will happily pay $1,000 or $2,000 for a bundle of courses because the value is tangible. You know how many courses you're getting, you can see how much you're saving versus whether you bought them individually. So we discovered that, yes, we can sell courses for $300, but we can also sell courses for $2,000. Can you imagine what that one insight did to our cash flow? Significant. So however tight your traffic front end and back end may all be, pricing and getting that right is an accelerant that's akin to pouring petrol on the fire, or ice cold water if you get the pricing wrong. The second accelerant is congruency. And this really is where science meets art. Congruency is your ability to make everything you offer to your audience feel like it fits like a glove. That feeling where you say, "Oh, I really need this. This is exactly what I need." How did you know? How did you know I needed this exact thing? I need this thing now. You know what I'm talking about. When you see an offer from somebody that comes at the perfect time and you're reaching for your credit card before you even get to the end of the sales page, it doesn't happen often. But when you do, that is congruency. So for example, a while back, I launched a course on writing amazing emails fast using AI. And when I launched that, I was absolutely bombarded with emails from readers saying, "Olly, I'm struggling so much to write emails. This has come at the perfect time. I can now write emails 5 times faster, and they're better than I could write them myself." That is congruency. And that's partly why that particular promotion did 3 times what my other promotions do. Now, I cannot sit here and tell you how to make your stuff more congruent. That is the art in what you do as an entrepreneur. But I sure as hell know what is not congruent in an online education business. It is the subscription product that should be a single pay course. The 100-day challenge to learn something that you could perfectly well teach in 1 hour. The writing style in an email or a sales page that leaves you just feeling like you've been violated. Pitch your stuff wrong, you won't sell a thing, or you will only sell it to the wrong people. So take the time to learn really what makes your audience tick and make offers that drive them completely crazy. And just like pricing, it will accelerate everything that you do across your business. And I will bet you the largest stake in Texas that you can at least double your business by systematically applying all of the points in this email, but probably a lot more. Here they are again: traffic, front-end conversion, back-end frequency, and the 2 accelerants, pricing and congruency. So if you find yourself mostly spending your time working on small fry in your business, I will suggest that you tear yourself away from your keyboard, go for a long walk, and ask yourself which of these areas is most wonky in your business, and commit to working on that before you go back to tweaking the size of the font on your about page. But of course, once you do have all of these things up and running, you need to make sure that you are properly measuring and testing all of your funnels so that you know that they're converting properly. And in this video, I walk you through a very, very important mindset piece for testing funnels so that you actually get good results.